Society recognize what it's like to be a teen? So why do I feel so misunderstood by society? Adolescence begins around age 10, but many children start experiencing its challenges as early as 8 or 9. This period is crucial for a child's development, shaping his/her identity and sense of self. In the third grade, children begin to question the is the truth matter what they hear, grappling with guilt and uncertainty. Yet, we are left to navigate these complex emotions far too often. We begin to make choices that feel happy in the short term, but realize the long term consequences are more challenging rather than permanent. Growing up, I've always dealt with trust. Well as believing someone or someone believing in me, it's always a complication I had. Regardless of whether it was friends, family, or teachers, I just couldn't understand it. Some of my family used to say it was a generational curse, but it was also a character development time for my morals. In elementary school, youth learn their morals from peer pressure, bullying, lying, etc. But it's not always your morals you are developing. As an adolescent, multiple problems come your way, but the most common solution is learning yourself. If I say yes to peer pressure, would I crack under pressure when I get older? If I say no to bullying, would it stop me from bullying in the future? Here's the thing, our morals are like wet clay. You can shake them, but that doesn't stop them from falling apart. You can dry them, but that doesn't stop them from cracking. Many children don't realize how fragile their morals are at a young age. We often think that whatever happens in the moment will determine the rest of our lives. Although many adults say, I took this path so you don't have to, what if I take it too? What can you tell me to understand that I'm not this awful person? That brings me to self clarity. Self clarity means the degree to which contents of self concept are clearly and confidently defined, internally consistent, and temporarily stable. Still, you must make it into your own meaning when you are going through something. Growing up with self clarity means that I'm okay with making mistakes, not acing every test, and not having to compare myself to every individual. The comparison goes hand in hand with clarity. We are clear on something, you don't have to find something to pick at yourself about. You could just be right with you. Now, the transfer from elementary school to middle school is definitely weird. I thought of it as entering another dimension. In sixth grade, you realize that friends aren't permanent and drama is the new way of life. The influential weight feels quite normal, but you feel something deep down telling you it's different. So why continue it? Because it's almost our natural instinct. We follow society automatically as humans. A psychologist named William James listed 37 instincts, including jealousy, curiosity, and the desire to dominate. So it's already natural, but trying to figure it out at a young age can be confusing sometimes. While saying all of this, we have to put reality into perspective. I missed the middle of my fifth through the end of my seventh grade years due to COVID 19. So I was stuck at home developing characteristics I didn't know existed. Social media was my outlet. It was how I could relate with people and still be socially trained. I missed out on the most significant moments of my life. I couldn't interact with life, didn't know how to be in person, and was comfortable texting someone rather than talking to them. Someone could be beside me and I would just text them instead of talking. I adapted to social media, which has unrealistic standards I didn't know. Here's the tricky part. I wanted to be all the people on the internet instead of myself. So as a child, how would I learn to become myself again? I wanted the body, the hair, and the attention like others. I was up late at night dreaming and craving this false reality. I know many teens can relate. What does that have to do with your life now? If you ever notice, everything. You probably pick up your phone every morning before you wake up, looking down at other people's lives in public and ignoring what you have in your face. I want you to do something for me. At the end of your day, sit your phone down for 25 minutes. Then write down what you did that day. Some probably can't remember half of it without looking at their phone, checking their camera roll, calendar, or a TikTok draft they made earlier that day. So from third or fifth grade, think about the lost child you were. Now knowing how to develop your emotions and be your unapologetic self. And being real, we're stuck right there right now, saying that, including me. How can we move to the next step without fully developing it? What can teens do to help themselves in this period of their life? Find someone in your society who will be honest with you regardless of self judgment. They could tell you what to do if you make a mistake or take the wrong path, which can reel you in and keep it real. Although my fellow peers try to find something through other peers because they seem so mature and open minded, 98% of the time, they're just as stuck as us. Learning about yourself often involves building better habits, With that in mind, I want to challenge you. For the next week, limit your phone usage to 5 hours a day. Not all at once, but spread throughout your day. As you take on this challenge, reflect on the four-way test. Ask yourself, are your actions truthful, fair, and beneficial to everyone involved? Do they promote goodwill, strengthen positive relationships? By prioritizing your well being, staying motivated, and pushing yourself, you'll discover there's always more to achieve and look forward to. I've used we multiple times in this paper because humans are inherently social beings. The struggles of adolescence are not just individual battles, they are collective experiences. If society recognizes that many of us feel like outsiders during these formative years, we can all gather and foster a home for our next generation by telling our fellow peers to look at their lives and focus on reality.